Alright, you guys, just give me a minute. Y'all know I'll be taking my time sometimes, and that's alright. So lonely, so lonely. Where did I ever go without you? How did I ever learn without you? I feel like hearing, if I'd never met you, I would have never learned so many different lessons. I would have never came to truth of who I am. I would have never grown to the stability and to the structure that I have become today. I would have never learned valuable lessons to become a stronger man, to become a stronger portal for God, for Jesus. Take that as you will. Somebody believes in Christ very, very strongly. Somebody wants to walk away from their demonic ways. Maybe somebody's been living a demonic life. Maybe somebody had to go through very dark lessons because of the life that they lived, if that makes sense, because of the way that they've done other beings, the way that they've done other people. I feel like somebody's going to be reaching out to you. Somebody's ready to set the example straight. Does that make sense? You may have set an example for somebody, or somebody could have set an example for you, but it's like, I'm ready to set that example straight. I'm ready to show the world. I'm ready to love the world again. Somebody's been living in hate for a very long time. They may have had daddy issues growing up. Their daddy may have abandoned them. I'm also hearing researching. Somebody's looking into different knowledges, different practices is what I'm hearing. Somebody may be studying the different practices. I also feel like somebody's creating a sacred space. Somebody wants their house to be heaven instead of hell. I feel like they've been living through hell for way too long, and they want to bring their home into a brighter place. Does that make sense? Instead of the moon shining all the time in their house, they want the sun to finally shine. Yeah. You may be mirroring somebody. You may be seeing something for the first time. You may be seeing, yeah. Somebody's tired of playing games. Somebody's tired of playing games. What's this? Somebody's doing what's necessary to cut and abandon everything that is toxic around them because they know that they need to move forward. It's also blue and pink here. If you think about blue and pink when you're giving birth, that's colors of twins. So I feel like some twins are coming. There's going to be twin movement here. But I feel like you got to see the truth. You got to know the truth. You got to understand the truth. It's like, yeah, somebody may be studying here. Somebody may be learning something because they are healing on the inside. They want to bear their soul. They want to create a new life for themselves. There's also a justice card inside. This is actually the woman in the justice card. So somebody's taking time and thinking things through. There may be some communication as well. Somebody sees how the world is ending. You got the 5G towers here. I'm also hearing Paris as well, but I feel like somebody sees how the world is ending. Somebody sees how the world is turning, if that makes sense. How humans are turning. They're remembering some ancient knowledge about themselves, but I feel like they need to come in and communicate. They need to quit playing games. This person may have been playing games for way too long. Every time they try to go straight, they always make a take. If you notice, like on the knights, when you move the knights in chess, you go up two, and then you always move over either left or right. Where they try to take 2 steps forward, and then they get off balance. So they either have to take a left or a right. Somebody may be driving a lot as well. You may be traveling. You got the 6 of Cups here. Somebody's letting go of the past really, really hard right now. They're focusing more on themselves. They're learning themselves. It's like, okay, so you see how this card is? It's like the divine feminine's on one side, the divine masculine's on the other side, but you see the pink and blue in the middle? It's like, yeah, you two are mirroring each other, but you're taking the time to go within inside of yourself and fix yourself before you come back together, because there's balance in this card. The Justice Woman is here in this card, and she is about balance. And in this, there's green on her chest, so there's a lot of hard time healing going on, if that makes sense. A lot of karmic healing going on. And also the sun here, it's got a lot of darkness. The darkness is being removed from the sun, and I'm seeing the tower here, but I feel like it's sudden change happening for you. But I feel like it's going to bring you into greatness because you're receiving a lot of truth and knowledge from God, because you see he's floating. So this is your higher self. This is God. And I feel like y'all have two different cords coming up out of your crown chakras, connecting you to the same source. And the same source is giving you divine knowledge, divine power. But they want you to push it forward. They want you to have movement. They want you to gain clarity, if that makes sense. And you may, because if you look, he's concentrated on playing chess, and she's concentrated on reading a book. But they're both concentrating, trying to figure out what it is that they need to do next. How do they need to make their next move? How do they need to go about things, if that makes sense? But I do see movement here. I see movement here. Yeah, see Knight of Cups coming in. Somebody's listening. You see how he's looking up? He's listening to God. He's listening to the universe. The universe is pouring all kinds of knowledge, and he's like, "Look, we're gonna refresh that ego a little bit. We're gonna give you a boost of concern, if that makes sense. If somebody may be concerned about you, there may be some health issues going on that this person's worried about." But I feel like it's like they're leaving the darkness in the past. They're leaving the death. It's like they've been living in death in disguise, if that makes sense. Everything around them has been like, it's been ending. It's been a battle. It's been hard. It's been spells left and right. It's been a spiritual warfare everywhere they go, and they only feel safe with you. They know that you're not going to harm them in any way unless they cause you harm. So I feel like they're looking up to the sun. They're praying to the God. They're praying to God to help them find their way home, if that makes sense. They want to come home, but they want God to help them. They want God to help him, show him the way to go about this, if that makes sense. He may be scared. They may be scared. The world is here. See, like I was just talking about a new karmic, there's a karmic ending happening. It's a new karmic cycle coming in. And there's also the sun and the moon here as well. So there's a lot of balance coming in, because you can't have balance in the earth without the sun and the moon. The sun gives 12 hours to shine. The moon gives 12 hours to shine. So the sun and the moon gives a lot of balance here. And I feel like the balance that you're bringing, because you guys have been separated for so long. I'm hearing 2 or 3 years. But I feel like there's been a separation for so long. If it's like the separation took you down a deep, dark path. The separation took you down a path of devastation, and you had to see that to come together as one, to start something fresh for your family, if that makes sense, to bring the healing back to your family. Somebody's family needed a lot of healing. Yeah, Nine of Cups is here. Your wishes are coming true, but I feel like they're trying to sit down and trying to create a way to bring it to fulfillment. Does that make sense? You're needing to go within inside of yourself and find your creative side. You're needing to go within inside of yourself and heal that demon that's holding you to the darkness. You guys, we all got demons. Each and every single one of us. We got demons. Remember them old cartoons when you got the little angel sitting on one shoulder and the demon sitting on the other shoulder? We all got demons. So we all fight our own demons. Even drugs. I'm just saying, you got everybody fighting their own demons. I feel like you've been fighting your own demons for so long. You're having to heal that part of you so that way you can create something new. You can create an ocean for yourself, if that makes sense. Everybody loves the ocean. Everybody loves going to look at the ocean. You're trying to create an ocean for yourself, an ocean of adventure. You never know what's underneath the sea waters. You never know what's underneath the ocean waters. Only so much percentage of it has been explored. So it's like you're trying to open that adventure within inside of yourself to see what is going to be neutralized and unlocked, so that way you can help the world change, if that makes sense, because there is a lot of excitement going on in the world right now. There's a flooding everywhere, there's chaos everywhere, there's disaster everywhere, there's volcanoes going off left and right. It's going to be more earthquakes. There's probably going to be another earthquake that hits. I hear East Coast, but I'm seeing West Coast. So there is going to be another earthquake as well. So you guys yeah, somebody's taking action. I feel like with Pluto going direct, because Pluto is very stern. It's about transformation. And Capricorns, every Capricorn I know is very fucking stubborn. They got to do it their way or no way. I'm just saying, it's either their way or the highway. They're going to live how the fuck they want to, and don't make a fuck what anybody else thinks of them. And Pluto, that's a planet of transformation. That's a planet of devastation. The last 2 years ago, whenever the Catholic Church freaking caught on fire or whatever and burned down, they actually had gargoyle statues there. Pluto was actually in retrograde whenever that happened. So Pluto brings a lot of devastation to the earth, but it also brings a lot of transformation to the earth. And I feel like as us opening up and evolving and raising higher vibrations within inside of our mind and inside of our soul, we're bringing true love back to the planet. Does that make sense? And I actually watched something about Dolores Cannon. She said that the earth is going to be split up. It's going to be different dimensions. It's going to be one world's going to be full of love, one world's going to be full of hate, but it's the earth's still going to be one, but it's going to be split in two. And I feel like that's what's happening now. God, universe, creator is trying to split the earth into two to bring love back into the earth. Does that make sense? There's so much hate, so much devastation, there's so much crime going on, there's so much darkness evolved into humans. He's got to take away the darkness to heal the light, if that makes sense. Take that as you will. But I feel like somebody's taking action to bring this. And again, the Justice Woman's here in this card. Look, she's here twice. She's actually on a lion in this one, and she has wings, so kind of like the Sphinx. It's like you're remembering the knowledge of the Sphinx. You're remembering the knowledge of the patterns. Me, I sit down and I'll meditate, and I'll remember fairies, and I'll remember different huge spiders and huge snakes and like spiders the size of cars and stuff. And I'm remembering these things. So why aren't other people remembering these things as well? I'm remembering how I can go outside and look and just see like settlers all over the land, but then I can move past the settlers and I can see the Indian times and the ancient times. So you guys are remembering the past of the earth as well as you're waking up and you're tuning your fork. Does that make sense? Guys, I used to talk about a tuning fork, and I never understood this tuning fork until now. The tuning fork has always been within inside of yourself, but you got to figure the right tune for your fork to eat with. Does that make sense? So as you're evolving and as you're contrasting yourself and adjusting your tuning fork within inside of yourself, the layers and the onions is falling off. The darkness, the hate, the greed, the lower frequencies that hold the darkness in, that is falling away for you, creating a new earth within inside of yourself. So not only is the earth transforming into different dimensions, us as humans are transforming into different dimensions as well. So that way we can create what creator wants us to create before it all is destroyed. Does that make sense? Because Nibiru is coming in fast. Earth is already off its kilter. Does that make sense? We're already off the poles. They're not straight up no more. We're already tilted. So we are off a line on our circle around the sun, and Nibiru is coming around, and I feel like it's going to hit us. I feel like the explosion of the sun that we're going to see is the explosion of Nibiru or Earth, if that makes sense. Take that as you will. So there's a lot of different things that I have been channeling in with inside of myself to understand. I have been seeing the sun explode. I have been seeing Nibiru hit the earth because we are off kilter. And if we don't get ourselves in line, we are going to be destroyed, because if we don't get the earth back in balance, we're going to run straight into Nibiru when Nibiru comes around. So you guys need to remember that as well. The last time we had a flood or a big devastation, the flood, Nibiru actually caused the flood, if that makes sense. Nibiru hit our ozone layer, caused the earth to be off disruption, and caused the flood. So, well, they say God caused the flood again. Take that as you will. But a planet hit our earth and caused a flood. So, you guys remember the last times? Well, we don't remember because we weren't here physically. Well, I mean, we might have been, but we were in a different life then. Take that as you will. But Nibiru is coming back around, and there are certain soldiers here that are meant to help each other stand in their truth and stand in the joyous of the light to help others evolve and help others change who they are. So that way we can shift into the higher dimension. So that way we can shift into that greater light and get the earth back in balance. Does that make sense? We need to clean her up. We need to get rid of the pollution. We need to get rid of all the damage that humans have put into the earth and change the earth back into who she was. So that way we're not destroyed. Take that as you will. Does that make sense, you guys? Does that make sense? All right, let me continue with the reading. Somebody needed to hear that because I feel like you need to opening up your channels more. And as I say that, look, you need to open up your channels more, and you may need to take a break from things. Like me, myself, 15 minutes exactly. I've been like, oh my God, I need to go live. Oh my God, I need to go live. But then again, I'm like, which channel do you want me to, which frequency do you want me to work on? What do you want me to tell about? Do you want me to tell about what I see happening in the earth? Something about the Grand Canyon as well. Somebody may be going to visit the Grand Canyon. Is there a fault line near the Grand Canyon? In the Grand Canyon, faults can be seen in the most canyon rock layers. Most example of Bright Angel Fault. The Bright Angel Fault can be viewed from the southern part of the canyon. It is oriented northwest and responsible for creating the Bright Angel Canyon, a famous hiking trail for visitors. And the next thing is earthquakes and faulting in the Grand Canyon. So take that as you will. I don't know if there's going to be an earthquake there. I'm not going to predict the earthquake there, but the Bright Angel Fault, I'm just saying, the 144 angels that are here to help assist humanity and help them gain their light, so that way they can, because you guys, if you look into Revelations, it says in Revelations that angels or different beings are going to come here to unlock different portals to cause devastation, to cause destruction, to remove humans from the earth. So that way, but the way the Bible tells it is a different story than what I see it, if that makes sense. So I feel like these angels, yeah, they're here to unlock, because I'm a ley line activator. I activate for different places. I activate different people. I activate different lines, if that makes sense. So I feel like different humans, different angels are here to cause all this destruction, and so that way people can be taken away, but greater people come in. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense or not, but take that as you will. All right, so have you ever wondered what makes... Okay, so hold on. When was the last time there was I just seen biblical times. So hold on. Let me see when the last time an earthquake was actually in the Grand Canyon. Hold on. So the Grand Canyon has had M1.5 or greater 5 earthquakes within the last year. In the past 30 days, they've had 1 earthquake, so that's 6. That's harmony, balance, creating a new fold. We got 6 people watching between the 2. 1 just left, but we had 6 people watching between the 2. You got 2 for synchronicity. Listen to your mind. Listen to what your meditations is telling you, because the world is about to change here. You see the sun in the background? The sun may be changing colors. Something about the sun changing colors. The sun may be a bright orange. Take that as you will. Something may happen in the morning time because I know the sun, or at night, so like at sunset or sunrise, because the sun normally has that orangish color. Something may happen at that time. But I feel like somebody's taking action to stand on their throne. Somebody's not going to allow anybody else to stand in their way. 1922, as I say that. Somebody's not going to allow anybody to stand in their way. They know they're meant for great things, and they're going to have great things. Hold on. Hold on. Tells you that you're able to turn the most ambitious of dreams into reality and asks you to see the bigger picture. So you're needing to see the bigger picture around things right now. Quit relying on your friends so much. I don't know who that's for. Your friends need healing. You need healing. There's balance that is needed there. I'm just saying. Somebody's friends in their ego. Somebody's not allowing themselves to step out their ego. You need that healing. You need that time. You need to figure out which way you're going to go, which way you're going to grow. The angels is telling you this, but you keep holding on to their secrets. Why hold on to their secrets? That's giving you missed opportunities, love. You're not allowing to reach your 2028. As I say that. You're not 2028. Something may be happening in the year 2028. I'm not going to say what yet, but 2020. I got too many people copy my shit and go be telling that to everybody else and saying it's them. No, bitch, you got that shit from me because you couldn't get out your ego and heal yourself, so you can't talk your own shit. So somebody is missing an opportunity right now, but I feel like it's because you're not allowing yourself healing. You're not allowing yourself happiness. You're not allowing yourself truth in your life. When you venture out on your own, that's whenever you will find the love that you throne. The throne of love is whenever you venture out on your own. Somebody needs to leave. Somebody needs to move. If you're single and you're trying to figure out if you need to move, should I stay or should I go now? But I feel like where you're staying is nothing but, it's like nothing has balance there. You're needing to move away. Somebody may be traveling by airplane. You may get a job offer. As I say that, Three of Coins comes out. Somebody's going to be recognized. Somebody may be flying by plane somewhere. But I feel like you're moving to a new home. You're moving to a new area. It's too much chaos, too much gossip around you right now. And you need to be freed from that gossip. And I feel like somebody's thinking about making you their wife. Boat here, something about a boat. You may be going on a cruise. There's a boat. You may be going overseas with somebody. You may be going, I hear camping. You may be going to a lake with somebody, but there's water here. Somebody may be sitting at the water wondering about you. Somebody may have been sitting by the water wondering about you, thinking about his wife. As she's going through all this chaotic bullshit, he can't do nothing about it because he's stuck. And I actually had a dream about this. It was a meditation, but I was meditating and I was like all kinds of earthquakes happening, and it was mutated animals everywhere, and the ocean water was gone, and there was just like stuff laying everywhere, and dead mammals and dead animals everywhere. It's like carcasses everywhere. But my divine counterpart, I couldn't get to him to make sure he was safe because there was a wall in between us. So your divine counterpart, there's been a wall between the two of you, but I feel like he's coming over that wall. I feel like he's breaking through that wall. I feel like he's coming towards you. Yeah, because he's been watching you. He's been watching you, but he's been hidden. He's been hidden, and he sees that you're doing all this work. He sees all the knowledge that you have about awareness that you have about the universe. He sees everything that you're doing for yourself and struggling through all this pain and all this hurt, and he doesn't know how to approach you. I don't feel like he knows how to approach you, but he is coming in, scared or not. Scared or not, he's about to open that door. You may also move away. Hold on. Let me pull one more card. Yeah. You may also move away from the thought of having somebody, and you may just go solo. You might just sell everything you got and go by yourself because you need creation back in your life. But I don't feel like that's the case, because look, you got the chariot here, and he sees her trying to sit there and figure shit out. She got her little handy dandy calculator or her little handy dandy iPad. She's sitting there trying to figure out bills. She's sitting there trying to figure out how she's going to do everything, how she's going to defeat the darkness that's wrapped all around her. And he's coming in on his white fucking shiny horse, like he's the knight in shining armor. He's coming in to give her a new start. Does that make sense? Yeah, 3 of Wands, a new path. There's a new path opening because they're both listening to their intuition and they're working together to grant God's work. To grant God's work. That's what I hear. Somebody's coming in and granting God's work. Yeah, could be an earth sign. Could be an earth sign. This person could be younger than you. But I feel like it's a promise to God for them. They promised before they got here. Their soul contract is a promise to God. That makes sense. And God's promise to them was to take care of them and make sure they live long lives. But they got a promise to do their mission in this life. Does that make sense? Yeah, the sun's coming out. All right. With that being said, I'm going to leave it there. You guys remember, general reads are $25 if anybody wants one right now. Those are up to 30 minutes, but not guaranteed to last 30 minutes because that is a special price. If you want a guaranteed 30 minutes, there is different prices for that. We do text, we do phone calls, just depending on what spirit guides us to do that day and the price. Remember, the price is different from text. I don't think I'm going to do recorded anymore, sent to emails. I think I'm going to do either phone call or text. Because everybody's like, oh my God, she's done blah, blah, blah. So whatever, I'm just going to prove them bitches wrong. And I'm going to stand in my power and stand in my strength and stand in my courage and continue moving forward. And you need to too, because you got the same haters I got. And them bitches, they just worried. They just worried that they're going to have their downfall because they've been casting all these skills at you and they seeing you grow. I'm just saying, they seeing you turn your life around and they scared of the outcome that they're going to have for themselves. So with that being said, I'm going to leave it there, 9:22 p.m. Peace out, you guys.